Hello everyone, and this is Heidi Schneider, and for this month's how-to, I'm going to show you how to send a blast email from space321.com, which is the member site for Brevard MLS, Space Coast Association of Realtors. Again, go to space321.com and select Member Login. Now you can also get to this login page directly by going to members.space321.com. Now, if you do not have your username and password, look at your most recent billing statement from the board. If you want to do a search in your inbox, look for a message from Annette Richard right around May or so. Scroll about 2/3 of the way down into the message, and you'll find your 5-digit member number in red. By default, your password is the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. If for some reason that doesn't work, use 9999. Moving on, you will log in, and you'll see a welcome page. And simply select Send Mail Blast. Now, as you see here, this outlines some of the association solicitation policies, and I highly recommend that you pay close attention to these, because if you fail to comply with these policies, you can be billed very hefty fines. Most importantly, please note that this is for member use only. As you will see, it says it's prohibited for members to use the association media to make general announcements of new agents, employees, etc., or to recruit agents to your company. That is a violation, and those violations will cost you $100 per occurrence. Another thing to pay close attention to is each member can send 2 mass emails per month at no charge. Any additional emails beyond that will be assessed $20 per email blast. If you fail to comply with this policy, you will also be billed $50 per occurrence, so please pay close attention to that policy. Moving on, if you want to send an email blast to a specific realtor designation or a specific member, let's say for example you want to send an email blast to brokers that are outside Brevard County that are registered with SCAR. You can select that. You can send it to a specific person, specific cities. There's many filters that you can set to this email blast. But for our purposes, we are going to set up a blast to everybody that has an account registered with SCAR. To do so, do not fill in any of this information. Don't click any numbers, buttons, etc., and simply hit submit. Now please note that this will take a little while to process, so don't be alarmed if your browser hangs for a moment. Okay, and then also notice that the page loaded, but it is still processing all the data. And if you click anywhere, I promise you your browser will crash. This is actually my 7th attempt at recording this video, so please be patient and allow this data to load on the page before moving on. Okay, and it has stopped loading the data. So as you see, it's pulled over 3,000 members. If you want to scroll through them, that's fine, or simply just select Mail Blast. Now here, this again displays the association solicitation policies as well as some general instructions on how to send a blast. I'm not going to go over those now specifically because they're a little detailed and somewhat technical. They're actually pretty easy once you wrap your head around it. But for demonstration purposes, I'm simply going to show you how to insert a photo into your email body, and then also how to preview it. Now, as you will see, I will note that you can't simply just upload a photo from your hard drive. If you want to upload a photo into this email blast, it has to be hosted elsewhere. For example, it has to be a photo that is located on FlexMLS or nationalrealtyfla.com. Those are the only 2 places that I recommend you use an image link. That being said, I'm just going to go to our website and pull one of our listings, and this is completely random. Okay, so by all means, I would recommend that you use our website or Flex. And in fact, I prefer that you use our website because that will actually help traffic to our site. So anyhow, you want a catchy subject. And again, I could go into marketing strategies and whatnot, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to keep this very simple. Now feel free to add any kind of text, hyperlinks. This is a rich text editor, which a lot of you may be familiar with. Again, this can be very robust, but for our purposes only, I'm just going to show you how to embed a photo. Now to do so, click on this little image icon, and immediately, as I'd mentioned, it's asking for a URL. This is not going to be a photo that's on your hard drive. This is a photo that has to be posted on a website somewhere. And again, I highly recommend using our website. So again, I'm going to pick a listing. And this is one of our listings. I don't know whose, but it's a very nice listing. And what I would suggest is opening the image in full view. And all you have to do, it's very super easy. Simply right click on whatever image you'd like to use and select copy image location. And what that will do is actually pull that URL. So I've copied it, and just to show you what that is, and that's the image we just pulled. So you copy that URL, paste it here. Now, the only other technical thing that I would like to mention is by default it's going to be a very large photo, and you really don't want to do that because a lot of times people's email programs will block images, and if they block them, obviously they won't be able to see them, or the image might be just so big that you'll have to scroll around the page several inches just to see the full image. So I would recommend actually adjusting this width. I would actually go to 300. By all means, feel free to play around with these because you can always preview the email before you blast it out. But I would suggest starting with 300 so it doesn't take up the entire page. Now I'd also suggest adding, like if you wanted to add a border to the photo, feel free to do so. Obviously the higher the number, the thicker the border. We'll keep it at 1. And then also put in a vertical and a horizontal space. This will put in a little white space around the image so you can wrap text around it and it just looks a little cleaner. I usually like to go with 5 on each side. Select OK, and you'll see that the image has been embedded in the email. If you'd like, write some text. I do not recommend copying and pasting because if you will see up here, if you copy and paste the content from another program, it won't display properly. However, I'm going to dismiss that just for training purposes. And I'm going to take this text directly from the listing and paste it in here. Now keep in mind what you see here might not be what you get once you go to blast it. So that's why I recommend preview. And again, it can take a moment to process. And here is a preview. Now as you see, there is some color blocks wrapped around this message. Now unfortunately, I don't have control over this. I don't know how this will actually look on the other end. I don't want to be in violation by testing this. But anyhow, so the very least you can do is send an email blast to everybody. Perhaps future training videos, I'll show you how to attach a file or hyperlinks, etc. And in fact, very quickly, what you can even do is go back and insert the URL of the listings page on our website, which would be kind of cool. You can either do it like that, and then you'd have to highlight and insert the hyperlink. Or type click here, which is actually a little more enticing. Select that text, insert hyperlink, which looks like a little link, and then paste it there. I actually prefer that. And if we preview, you notice if we click here, it'll bring you to that listing, which is really cool. If you're ready to submit it, select send this email and watch what happens. Thank you, everybody. I hope this was a little informative. Again, I'm going to include these instructions and also these association policies regarding email blasts as separate documents in the newsletter. Just keep an eye out for them. If you need them, can't find them, just let me know. I'll be happy to send you a PDF form of each. Thanks again, and I look forward to next month's how-to video. Thank you.